Okay, so right. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'll just start it the best way I can. So obviously you'll know this because I've said it like ages and ages, and quite a bit now. I was dating someone last year. I'll name drop because I'm not really that fussed. A girl named Autumn. Now, how we got to speak was through a friend of mine named Ram. I know him from like secondary school. And last year when I met them lot, it was like a big group. There was quite a lot of us actually. Now that I think about it, and it just fucking hell, I don't explain it. Holy, don't know how to explain it. Fuck me. My bad, gang. I'm trying to fucking get my words out when my brain's not working tonight. So when I met this group last year, it consisted of a couple of friends I don't, well, not friends, people that I'm not too acquainted with now. Autumn and her boyfriend Regan, another friend of hers. I'm not name dropping because I'm actually sound with her. Uh, and a few others, obviously. So maybe a month ish after I started to speak. No, because it must have been. No, it can't have been July. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not too long after I started speaking to them lot, Autumn and Regan broke up, and I unfortunately was fucking being flirted with my birthday by Autumn. But to be fair, in my defence, I'm really shit at picking up on women hinting at like me and some shit. Cause I'm not used to obviously. So, anyways, we started speaking last year. Uh, it was all right, but a bit controlling because it was like I had to constantly lie to her and say I'm going to have a nap because it felt like I had to text her back every minute. And don't get me wrong, in a relationship, communication is definitely key. There's no doubt about that. I obviously knew that through Chloe. But like I said, it got to the point where I had to lie to even spend any time by myself because she was just up my ass 24/7. So, anyways, 2 weeks into the relationship, uh, oh wait, no, actually, let me bring something else up which might have alluded to why we broke up. Uh, Obviously last year we was together. I remember being out with Regan and all them lot because if I'm being honest, like Regan was a bit of a weirdo. And he was showing his true colours after me and started speaking with each other and shit. And I remember we'd gone out. I don't think Caelan went there. Anyway, we was having a nice day out, and then Regan started being real funny, and because he'd been lobbing rocks at me when we was at like Marina area. It's like the bridge before you start walking up to Lordline area. Not the one that's really close, like the factory. I think it's like a factory place, whatever. Oh no, the docks. Sorry, the docks. And he was lobbing rocks in that. And I think that's what alluded to me eventually snapping at Autumn the way I did. Was walking through. I think it was Pretty Key, and she caught the back of my foot on purpose and that took my shoe. And I ended up just saying, "Give me my shoe back right now. I'm not asking." It was one of those where I haven't snapped like that in years, but given how everyone was pussyfooting around Regan, and he was lobbing shit at me and being really racist and fucking aggressive towards me for no reason. Obviously, I ended up snapping in the end. So obviously, not too long after that, I think we broke up and that. Because during that day, I just fucking finally snapped about everything and that. And then keep in mind, obviously after we broke up, we didn't really speak that much, but it wasn't an issue because we were still friends. That did not matter. But then once I started not speaking to Autumn and I opened my mouth about Regan, see, I wasn't being rude. Keep this in mind. I was just simply stating, like everyone else had said, no one wanted to be around Regan. Regan was a fucking weirdo. He was a creep, to say it that. And I remember saying, look, you need to just respectfully, you need to hop off his dick because he isn't sorry. He just wants to be around this group because you're in it, blah, blah, blah. So we had an argument. She blocked me, said I wasn't a friend, this and that. And I'd never done anything for her. And I was like, oh, okay, then. Because that's what people tend to throw in my face. I've never done anything for them, or I'm not there for them, or I'm such a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. So, anyways. Sorry. Quick Lucid alert. Cherry Blast break. 2 seconds. It's just warm, by the way. That's not nice in the slightest. So we broke up, stopped speaking, and then I was not necessarily speaking to someone else, but oh, that shit's perfect, mate. I had someone else on. I don't know if it was Instagram. We started speaking, blah blah blah. Snapchat. I just complimented her outfit and that, and the next thing you know, I think it was on the night. Because it must have been like the anniversary when me and Chloe started like properly speaking. So that's why I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, don't even go there." And this girl, I won't mention names, but still, I don't fucking like her in the slightest because she was one of the ones that backed up Autumn and were being a fucking weirdo. But we'll get into that. and she sent me a photo of her another friend of mine's girlfriend. Oh, I'm not gonna mention because personal stuff for them too. And then obviously Autumn. Now it was just a photo of them, Autumn and the other person flipping me off. Not the person that I was speaking to, but the other person, my friend. His girlfriend. I mean, sorry, flipping me off, and I was just like, oh, Autumn and this so and so person. Wasn't being rude. I said I don't speak to them, but I've got nothing against them. Well, no, because I was still kind of speaking to Elliot. I was alright with. Well, I'll just name drop now. Can't be asked. I was still alright with Elliot. There was no issues in that. But Autumn was real fucking weird. Was being aggressive, and the next thing you know, I get a voice message. It feels like a minute long, and that talking about how I'm fetishizing women, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, what? Keep in mind, this person was getting this off of Autumn. Now, keep in mind, even though I wasn't speaking to Autumn at the time, and she kind of fucked me off and did all that, I wasn't even spreading shit about her. I was just saying I didn't really like her, but I wasn't going to go on my way to start shit with her, because it just isn't worth it. So, anyways, I get a couple of voice messages talking about, I'm fetishizing women, blah blah blah, and then I replied and said, well, it's not like that. And I've even got proof for it. And actually, if I can find my DMs real quick, it would come in fucking handy. Yeah, you know what? Let me go on Instagram. I'll read in a sec. Don't worry. Right, I just want to get this out of the way, man, because this stream is hella important. So let me just, because I know I've got the story somewhere, but I've got the archived stories of me posting about all of it. So I think it's on my highlights somewhere. It's something I never got rid of, but I just at least archived, so if shit ever came out, then I knew exactly what to do. Holy fuck, that was a year ago. Holy schmoly. Highlights, 2 sec beeps. And then I'll be able to actually fucking talk about this. Yeah, here we go, I found it. And I've got a bunch of photos of, like, all of us together. Right, so I remember this was on, it was the 20th of October last year, 2025. I posted on my story saying I'm not one to participate in drama, especially when it's aimed at me, and especially when it comes to social media, because let's be honest, it's not fucking worth it. But but coming on here to actually defend myself because someone's actually got it out for me was not on my bucket list at all, reasonably. So I explained how I was speaking to someone that was out and blah blah blah. That was it. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was a bit Regan. I've explained about the Regan situation. Oh yeah, this is what I want to get into actually before I go any further. When I was with Autumn, she was constantly fucking saying about, like, oh, would you consider sex? Would you consider sex? In me, a virgin, never had his dick in someone's pussy before, respectfully said no, because I don't want sex. And she kept pushing for it, and I kept saying no. So when she turned around and said to me, because this will tie into something else, when she stalked me to Marina, by the way, turned around and said, well, I didn't know you felt that way. When I literally said to her, when her friend was there, Kaelin was there, and I think there was someone else was there that I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd explained I didn't want it. I didn't feel comfortable with the thought of it. But she kept pushing and pushing, and I said no. So anyways, explained about that, yep. Complete virgin, yeah. I said because it's against my values to have sex. In my opinion, I might be joking about being horny and shit all the time, but I don't want sex. And, like, yeah, for example, we had our flirty jokes. No doubt about that. But I never pushed it further than that. And I even said to her that anything I say that could be taken as sexual or flirty isn't meant to be taken out of context. It's supposed to be satire, complete satire. I said that to her multiple times. But she did nothing but take everything we joked about seriously. And even when I specifically said I had no sexual intentions behind anything I did, which is God's honest truth, I didn't. Yeah, I explained about Regan racially profiling me. He was really harming everyone mentally. It just wasn't a good person to be around. There was times where I sent reels, just satire reels about, like, intimate things, like not sex or anything like that. It was far from it. It was just like the straight on the hips type of thing. Just literally having a joke, and I said that to her. I've explained how she was agitating about, how she became really annoying in the sense that I couldn't spend time with myself or do anything. I had to constantly text her back, which is a draining thing, let's be honest. Don't get me wrong, if you're with a partner, you've got to be able to accept that your partner has their own life going on, or just their own type of shit, if that makes sense. She was sending me stuff about having sex. And obviously I've explained that she blocked me when I opened my mouth at her ex. And like I said on my story, I literally left it all behind and didn't choose to stay friends. That's fine. And then I've explained about how I added the person on Instagram, we got talking a bit, nothing like that at all. Uh, and then next thing you know, she sent this person that began with M sent a revealing photo of herself. Not like sexually, not like that. It's a slightly revealing picture with her clothing. You couldn't see anything, but if you was a creep and you was you know like that, you deem it as, oh, she's so fucking fit, this and that. When I didn't take it like that, but it felt like she was kind of sexualising herself a little bit because I didn't know she'd sent that to other people as well. She didn't tell me that until the argument came out. So I perceived that as, oh, well, that's a bit slightly revealing. You shouldn't really be sending boys that. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, yep. Yeah, that was it. Sorry, I'm just going for it. Yeah, and I'll read this exactly how I've worded it in the story because I am sick of having to repeat myself. This pissed me off deeply because no matter what I joke about, I'm not a lustful person and I'd rather not participate in such sexual activities, which isn't common enough in our generation, and that's just me being honest. Our generation doesn't know how to not have sex or anything like that. I'll skip the Chloe bit 'cause I'm sick of fucking reminding myself of that. Yeah, and I couldn't, at the time of all these allegations coming out, I felt like I could obviously go in town because I had to watch my back because people that didn't know me, who got Autumn side of the story, could have been out to fucking harm me physically. Which, even now, it's still a bit fucking worrying, despite it all coming out and she's known as a fucking sexual predator. And a sexual assault, sorry, that's the right term for it. That isn't the point. It doesn't matter that it's still come out, I still get looked the wrong way when I see her in the group. Which I'll get into in a bit, obviously. She was saying that I was jumping from person to person at a time, which Autumn has done. I haven't done that. I was with Chloe. No, I broke up with Chloe in January 2025. Then I got with Autumn. Broke up with was with someone else for like a week. But that was like really bad timing, and I've never done that before. And she broke up with me because she was like, oh, well, I don't like you anymore. And that, but at least she had the thingy to tell me. But it was still like, you engaged the first feelings. I mean, obviously I got with Eve afterwards. And that, but I didn't speak to Autumn when I was with Eve, obviously, so she wouldn't know too much about that until she saw me with Eve, one day. So if you want, yeah. Yeah, here we go, actually. A boyfriend, I'm name dropping because I don't give a fuck at this point. A boyfriend, Max, they added me to a Snapchat, on his Snapchat, private chat, with, like, Hair, Autumn, and someone else. Messaging in the chat, oh, Levi, you prick, accept me. I've got the screenshot, Levi, accept you prick, accept my message on Insta. Because he did go out of his way to text me on Instagram. I don't think I ever got it screenshotted, but if I can, I'll look into it. You know, put there doing nothing but harassing me because I simply spoke up about everything. Now, keep in mind, she didn't start any of this shit until I actually opened my mouth about it, because everyone knows who Autumn is in the alt community. So this was bound to rebound, and she would find this eventually. Because people weren't saying shit. People went around saying shit. Which just isn't fucking right if I'm defending myself. And then this was it. This is what this person beginning with M sent, the woman that I added on Snap and that in TikTok. She put, what revealing photo, bro, your schizo's foot, why would I send you anything? I have standards, little bro. I asked for Snap because I don't use IG DMs and wanted to send TikTok cat videos, which she didn't do, by the way, but like I said, it didn't bother me in the slightest. Bro, I wear vests all the time. XX all the time. It's not revealing. Just because you're sexualizing me doesn't mean I sent it to you on purpose. I send fit checks to people all the time, mate. You're not my type. Why would I send you anything or like you? Your ego's too big because I don't want you. Stop thinking you're wanted by me and my mates. You're not special. Now, keep in mind, like I said, she got a lot of info off on because she doesn't really know who I am, this person. She's just fucking starting for the sake of it and going after my looks. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I don't even like her. Didn't even like her. Don't care, respectfully, because I'm not being funny, but this fucking alt community is a bunch of bullshit with the way they are towards people. No, I was respectful in my replies. I didn't even say anything rude to her. I just said to her, and this is all in quotes, I don't have an ego. I don't know where you got that from. I literally said slightly revealing because of the angle it was at. You literally sent me one TikTok, not that it's a problem, because I literally wasn't fussed. I'm not your type, and I literally and respectfully don't care. But don't be acting like I'm sexualising anyone because of a photo you angled and sent. Stop making me out to be a creep when I'm not the one trying to get in bed with every boy she sees, which is true, because she's with someone else now and they're harassing me in town every time I fucking see them. That's not aimed at you. Keep in mind what I said, like I said, wasn't aimed at her, it was aimed at Autumn. I literally took you off Insta and Snap because I had nothing against you, but background check Autumn before you start coming at me. I literally choose not to listen to my 4-minute voice note, which was explaining everything in the situation with Autumn. literally explained every little bit in detail. She ignored it and said, "Oh, I'm not fucking listening to all that." Yeah, not listening to my 4 minute voice note, literally explaining everything shows I'm not gonna block you. Literally, as I've already said, I've got nothing against you. Although I couldn't care if you block me. I literally had Autumn and her boyfriend harassing me because I simply stated how allegations like this aren't right. Allegations, it isn't the truth. I came out about this shit. Yet she was the one pushing for sex when I clearly wasn't comfortable. So how on God's earth am I the creep in all this? With all due respect, stop coming at me for it. And then I ended up putting, actually, it may just be best to leave it there. I don't give care. I don't care. I'll say I don't care. I don't care how people see me, but don't be defending someone so sex driven. Reasonable. And then we left it at that, and then it got, obviously, oh, one sec. Right, there we go, I've had my annual break now. Let me find these archives. I am going to read your messages, don't worry, right, because I just need to sort this out, and I can talk to you about it. Where is it? Because I know exactly which one is when I see it. Ugh. Fucking hate looking at her. Where is it? At least you should saw it. Unless it's in my... It's not in my archives, this one. Oh, yeah, it's not. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio through, so I'll just see if this is working properly in a second. Because I'm not going to speak during this, I'm just going to let my audio play for itself. And that's, so give me 2 secs, I'll open that up, and then... There we go.
Like, to like, start drama, but like, my ex is finally getting exposed for being a sex-driven whore.
Now, Kim, man, the one thing I don't do is speak ill about women, so you'll notice that when I'm talking about one of them in a minute. So, like I said, I'll let this play out, and then... Because I've fucked to them to go through, so I'll just keep quiet.
And I don't speak of, like, women like that, but... I've heard that she broke up with a partner a few bit ago because, like, she was being so sexual towards him, and she was one of the people that was trying to start allegations about me as well, so... I've heard quite a lot, guys, and I'm very happy right now. Everyone's turning on her because like shit happened at Delphi apparently, and she was like, "We're going over all vomit." It's like a big story, but I've cleared it up with some kid I know, and now like I've heard everyone's just turning on her for the sake of it. One of the people that's turned on her, I had like an argument with over the allegations a few months ago when it all started. So yeah, like I said, I'm not putting a downfall someone such in my life because like I'm not the one to go in straight hate, but like the bitch got what she deserved. If she's jumping from person to person, then making them feel uncomfortable by trying to force them into sex or being too sexual with them if that said partner doesn't want it back, and then it's going around and saying I'm a fucking creep because she was apparently trying to convince everyone and even my best mate of that. And obviously, no offense to my mate, but we had an argument and stopped after like 3 months. We're alright now, obviously, but like it's just good to know everyone's finally seeing that bitch for who she actually truly is. Because, like, take it from my perspective, I got those allegations, right? Let's say I did follow through with sex to a 16-year-old. Me, it's not... to me, I don't know if I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. But it's each to their own, I guess. I wouldn't go and do that because I'm not giving someone a child the potential not ready for. You know what? Niggas don't have no fucking maturity nowadays. It's just how it is. And because I'm not really a sexual person, I don't like sex. The idea of it does make me uncomfortable. But that's not even performative as well, because I'm just not. I don't want it. But, like, finding out that she apparently sexually harassed someone by putting her face in someone's face when they didn't want it, and then, like I said, it's just a big story. I don't know the full cover yet. I'm still talking to the kid about it. But then someone I know on Instagram was selling some shit. I mean, they know they are. They're cool as fuck, by the way. But, like, yeah. And then they was trying to start shit with that person and saying, oh, they got spikes, and then, yeah, he got a bunch of flack, apparently. When the allegations first came out, it was like a rough patch, because, like I said, that's not something I've ever actually gone through. And I think my past to be like, I'm going to admit, yeah, I was groomed and shit. It's happened, like, 2, 3, several times now. But, like, despite what off topic, but despite what I got into, like, fucking, like, my racist jokes, homophobic jokes and all that, and, like, I haven't had something yet, but that's not actually who I am, because I don't care who you are or what you are. To me, you're a person. Niggas are just people. It's as simple as that. But she tried to base the fact of the fetishization of goth girls, apparently. I've been doing off like 3 reposts. Three ironic satire reposts. If you go for my reposts, you could call me a racist person. I wouldn't even bat an eye. Because the shit I repost is fucking diabolical. But then, obviously, finding out she's such a sexual person, and it's just taking people this long to find out was a bit weird. Bit of a trigger one, yeah. I'll be talking a bit about rape and that, so it's a bit of a touchy subject. Because I haven't gone through it myself, but I know it can be a bit thingy for people. So if you want to skip the story, I completely understand. But like, what I don't get is obviously if she said she's been through all that, that doesn't give her the right to go and start. Like, I don't have to say preying on people because that seems like a bit far, but just trying to push people into sex they don't want. Like, for me and Autumn broke up, she got real fucking defensive when we talked to this person like a week later, which I've never ever done before, and never did work out. It's whatever, you know, shit happens in life. But, like, she was just, I don't know, she seemed like a very, I don't know, the shit I'd repost about being called a good boy and shit. Yeah, I repost that shit so fucking well, I'll repost it in a breath again, I don't give a fuck. But she was actually taking that shit seriously, and I didn't find that comfortable. And I've tried to mention that several times.
Actually, and before I go further into this, when I first properly went out and met her, like, just me and her, I remember taking my little brother, and sometimes when I get a bit fucking nervous, I get a really, what's the term for it? Well, no, it's more of just your breath hitching, really, isn't it? If that's the right term to describe, you know, what I'm trying to say, my breath was hitching a bit, and she was taking that as moaning, and I didn't find that comfortable in the slightest, and I told her that multiple times. That is not me being sexual, that is me nervous about it. I'm not used to someone making a move on me. But I'll get into that a little bit later on.
Listen, there was many things in the relationship between me and Autumn that should have, like, been a bit of a red flag. Like, she used to go through Regan's fucking TikTok quite a bit, actually, and I still don't understand why. It was fucking creepy, despite me not really liking the kid. But she used to go through his reposts, would go on to, I'm name dropping even though I don't really know the person as much, Autumn Ellis's TikTok accounts, Instagrams, whatever, just to, like, dig and, like, she was going for my reposts, and then, like, I had to basically lie to her to get time away sometimes, just for myself, because I wanted to chillax, and she just, I didn't feel like it was morally right to lie, but when you've got someone as clingy as her, and you want a bit of space, what are you really supposed to do? Well, the whole situation has kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting this all to come out. And apparently it's multiple people. It's not just like one or two people. It's like whole groups of people coming out and saying shit. And now, like, apparently, like I said, everyone's fucked her off. Her best mate is apparently on the verge of fucking her off, which I'm not being fully rightfully so because you don't want to be associated with that, true or not. But yeah, it's a weird turn of events, and despite what I'm going through, it's giving me a bit of an ego boost because now the bitch is actually not what she fucking deserves. Just to add on, sorry to the later one, I kind of like look back at this when me and this person started speaking and shit, like on my birthday, she'd made advances, or just little things that my oblivious ass didn't really take notice of until the end. But like, we'd gone out with I will name drop. I've got nothing against the girl. Egan's fine. She's alright. But me, Regan, Caleb, we all went out and that. And I just I asked Autumn, I won't make it like weird or anything, I just asked her, look, can we just speak about something on the corner, because I don't really feel comfortable speaking about it like you.
Now keep in mind, like, 'cause I'm going to say in a minute, it was nothing sexual. It wasn't even supposed to be taken like that. It was just asking if her, Egan and Caleb wanted to come back to mine for a bit without Regan, because Regan was making things awkward, and it was a bit of an awkward day. But obviously I'll probably mention that in a minute.
Regan and shit. So it's like, yeah, went around the corner, and I've never, like, it was one of those where she was getting close to me first, and I tried to initiate a kiss, she pulled back, but then was flirting, and then I look back at it, and it's like, it's a bit weird, if she's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a bit fucked up, if you can go and do that to someone, so, like, obviously I've never made a first move like that, but she was getting flirty, and I started doing something back, and then I reciprocated, and she didn't like it, and I don't know. Sorry, I'm spamming stories quite a lot. I've got a lethal ass face card, man, I'm joking. But, like, what makes this whole situation a bit ironic is, like, me getting called a sexual person, but the only time that I've been valued seemingly as a person when it comes to relationships is when it's, like, sexually. I don't understand why, because I don't go like that. Yeah, I made out with this, you know. It's, in this generation, it's kind of common, but I've never had sex. So then, like, this ties into, like, my last relationship. It was really weird because she was trying to make me out to be a fucking weirdo. Said she was trying to move out of rape and that. And then all of a sudden I'm a bad person that didn't listen. So I'm not gender balanced always like all girls do it, but it's, you know, be careful of who you date nowadays and that. So it's just a bit of a warning there. Once again, sorry, I am spamming a lot of fucking stories, but like regarding this whole like spiking situation regarding like the product, and I don't know the kid. I follow him on Instagram because he followed me back. He's got some fucking relatable ass reposts. You know who you are, ZP, by the way. Obviously, I've never had product, no bought it, none of that. But from what I'd heard, I think it was like Bobby and shit. You'll know who they are if like you know what, I'm decently close enough. Had bought some products, then tried to say it was spiked, and then tried to say they went to hospital, but they apparently didn't even like. The product was fine, and then ZP put it all on his story the other day, and I only found out that was why he put that on his story. So, I will admit, I was pretty fucked up, even though I don't do product. Like, again, I am sorry, like I'm spamming a lot of stories, but, like, this is, now that I'm finding all these things out, like, I wouldn't take anything at face value, I would not, I'm not saying don't trust what I say, but I never come out and say shit like this unless I need to. So, if you want to find out this stuff, go do redeem yourself, but, you know, don't take anything I say as immediate fact, because I might not be hearing the full story, I might be getting things wrong, and I don't know that, and I don't want to put the eyes on someone, I don't need the attention, but this is still a fucked up situation. And when I was speaking to the kid about it earlier, I won't obviously I won't make the name of his name because, you know, I don't know, but take that as he will. He'd said obviously at the time he did believe on, because Autumn was going on and spreading shit bad about what they'd been trying to make up about me. And that's what people don't seem to grasp, is how bad allegations can be when it's placed on a man. And like I said, that's not the type of person I am. Despite what I joke about, I'm not someone that's so sexually active and just pushing for. I don't want to, like I said, frankly, I don't fucking want to, you know. Despite what I repost sometimes and that, you know. But I just find, like, I'm a bit happy in some sense that people are actually finally coming out about this. I don't want it to be one big hate circle, like, towards this person because we all don't like it, but you know, if it's not just happening to me, it's kind of good that other people are having the confidence to speak about it, considering how much of a vile person she is when she's drunk, apparently. When that first obviously came out about the allegations, and I'm dragging it quite a bit now, but like, I need to get this point across. When I went on my story that night and pulled that shit up about like the truth and the fact I don't appreciate that, and straight name dropped it. Well, no, actually, no, I take that statement back. I didn't name drop, but I left the profile picture in the pictures because I just couldn't be asked to come out. I knew full well people would know who it was. Like I said, I had a fucking boyfriend. Now, at the time, I did blame him, but now I'm glad they kind of broke up because despite he was being a dick, he deserved better.
Now, me personally, right now, I'm thinking of, well, I don't fucking like the dude, and he got what he deserved in some sense for fucking harassing me the way he did. But you can sympathise and take your salary you want, that isn't my problem.
And that, but people need to get the point across and listen to from like both sides of the story before jumping at people's necks. Like obviously that kid did. I won't drop the name though, but you get my point.
And then that story afterwards, I put a photo saying I knew something was wrong and tried to warn you all months ago. Because those stories were on the 27th of February. This was on the 4th of March when more stuff was coming out. It's ironic as well, actually, because this person that was telling the other person on TikTok about what Autumn's done was the same person that was one that's saying I was fetishising people. So, please, take that as you fucking want to. This was a video from, I think it was Irish Glenn. If you follow his TikTok account, you'll know exactly what I'm about. Because I was actually on one of his videos a few months back near Christmas time. It was fucking hilarious. And this video had like Autumn, and I think Autumn Ellis and a couple of others in it, and like Bobby and shit. And the group I don't know if she hangs out with now, maybe different. And someone named Sammy put in the comment section, she's so pretty holy with some eyes and question marks. And then this said person that was saying shit about me put, she harassed several people, calls girls fat and whores. She physically assaulted someone as well. So no, she's not. And despite me not really liking the girl that said that, she's not wrong. She's really not wrong in the slightest. Right, so I ended up putting on my story after that. I don't know if it was directly afterwards. Yeah, it was the day after. Talking about I'm a walking prophet because I warned y'all Autumn wasn't nice as she seemed, but no nigga wanted to know my side to it all, which I'm not wrong, no one wanted to know my side. I barely had anyone on my side during all that shit, besides maybe Tyler and my friend Bram. And that, she turned everyone against me. And then I put, and now people switching up after getting their own dose, which, yeah, I'm not wrong. As shit as it sounds, I'm not wrong, because why'd it take someone else, a woman, having to be sexually assaulted, for anyone to actually take notice of what Autumn was actually fucking doing? That's what pisses me off. So I put, my mother didn't raise me to have a hating bone in my body, but this girl getting backlash has got me feeling different, which isn't, I'm not wrong for feeling that way. Because if I'm scared to go out because someone's making fucking allegations about me and she's suddenly coming out as a fucking weirdo, I have every right to fucking feel happy that she's actually getting what she deserves. I'm not being funny. So then I put she's a disgrace to the community she fraudulently perceives and idolises herself to be in, which is not. It's not wrong. I'm not wrong for saying that. I have a right to say that. I might not be a part of the community, but you know. So let me go through the rest of it. So this was something I think I got sent on TikTok after this kid named, I won't name drop, but he'd got his head smashed in by a Monster can. Now I don't know if Monster can bottles were a thing, so now I look back at it, I can't say too much, but with it being Autumn and how Val she is, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if she actually did this. She posed up in a photo of a Monster can saying, guys, since when could Monster cans apparently become glass bottles? So then, oh fucking hell, this is like the most chavvy response I've ever had a nigga say in my life. And I'm gonna sneeze before, fucking hell, bless me, before I say it. Because it's gonna take a fucking stomach and a half. So this person put, FYI, you clapped, lipless, silly sausage, which, you know what, for your creativity, I give him 10 points for that. Pretty key, have you banned and police are looking for you and your pedo boyfriend. People had to help Pretty security pick up the glass out the floor and get it out my face. You can lie all you want, but it's all you're good for, to be honest. Your BF got slapped for lying. You all currently have people out looking for you, and when police found Bobby, he's fucked what they found in his room. You're a mushroom, shut your bitch ass up. And then this is what I'm gonna get into. I've put a picture, this was on the 7th of March, the same day, saying she followed me to Marina, by the way, a few months ago to talk about things. And when she literally tried saying I was fetishising because I reposted 3 satire things, I turned on and said she might as well call me a racist because of my repost. That's reasonable. Like I've said multiple times, you can call me a racist all you want because of my repost. I repost some really fucking racist shit. But that doesn't make me an actual racist, because I'm more likely, I always say if someone that's racist or homophobic is more likely to defend someone that is gay or that of different colour in that given moment, if that makes sense. So after I'd said she might have called me a racist because of my repost, she then proceeded to ask that I was only saying that because she is white. Like, nigga, what the fuck did that have to do with me being a supposed creep? I even got someone to back me up that she was following me, and that said person was Tyler, because Tyler and Caleb was with me, but Caleb didn't back me up on this, not one bit. And he was saying that, she followed our Snapchat. And I said, no, she didn't. Because she was in town. Where Maritime Museum is, you've got that statue in the toilets in the middle. Hair and Eagle was on there. I know it was Autumn because of the green hair. She must have seen one of us walking past going into Prinny Key area. Because I don't recall us walking into Prinny Key itself. We walked around Pretty to go to Marina, across the bridge. So she's purposely followed us all the way out to Marina, past the big bridge that starts walking up to Lordline area, just to harass me and clear things up. So as far as I'm aware, that's where the last time all that beef, it was kind of left that. But another reason why I'm streaming this today is because I've been running into her a little bit recently, and I keep in mind, despite me having problems with her, I'm gonna go out my way to harass her. Fuck that. Jesus Christ, I'm just as bad if I start harassing her. But on the multiple occasions I've seen her, like maybe I think it was 2 weeks ago, for example. No, fuck off. I'd gone out with Caleb and his granddad just in time because Caleb had invited me out. I'd been paid, and it was nice. We had a nice breakfast and that. Oh no, actually, it must have been his granddad. But not the point. We'd gone out, had some nice food. We'd gone to HMV. And on the way out, we saw Autumn. Now, keep in mind, she was with her boyfriend. This is probably her 5th boyfriend at this point, because she's a textbook definition of a fucking whore. And that's just me being honest. Like I said, I don't speak with women ill like that. My mum's never raised me to speak ill of women in such a matter. But she's a fucking whore. So we was walking out of HMV. We saw her. I just smirked, didn't even say anything snarky. I just smirked and looked at Caleb. But it wasn't anything to dig even at her hair. Next thing you know, I walked out at HMV with Caleb. Apparently she snapped a photo of me and Caleb's head at the back. Now, why is she doing that? Because it's not like I'm going out of my way to bother her. It's not like I'm going out of my way to find her. I just live in town now because I'm with my dad. And because of how much time she spends in town, naturally I'm going to run into her eventually. But every single fucking time I come into town, she's always making snarky comments. Like, for example, when I was with Eve a few months back, and was walking down where Barclays Bank is now, next to McDonald's, we went past her. I didn't say anything, I didn't acknowledge her. But I think she mumbled something under her breath at me. Oh yeah, you fucking tart, or something along the lines of that. Isn't offensive one bit. But, being how I was, and the fact I was with Eve, I let it go. But it riled at me, and it riled at me, and it riled at me. And I remember a few months later, I was walking to meet Caleb after, because obviously he works in town, so I can go meet him. I was walking to meet Caleb, and just where Priniki is, where you can take your right to go to walk at Marina Way, where all the food restaurants are at, I saw her, didn't even say anything, minded my own business. I get her going, oh, that's him, that's the one who did all that. What the fuck is the point in harassing someone that's done nothing to you? I don't understand it. Because I didn't even do anything wrong in the relationship. I didn't do anything wrong to her, but I finally opened my mouth about being racially fucking profiled by a fat cunt that I'd just done it for no reason. So anyway, like I said, I saw her in HMV a few weeks ago. She did snap a photo of me and Caleb without me knowing, and then I get Caleb. Because he's still speaking to her. He's fucking wrong for still speaking to her, but I can't change who we want to speak to. He said to me, oh yeah, she snapped a photo of me and you. Now, if you'd shown me that, I would have gone fucking living and I would have saved it right there and then sent it to myself. Because this is getting to the point of fucking harassment. I'm not going to go into town feeling like I'm going to be fucking harassed and followed because some bitch is still got it out for me. Now, when this all first came out months ago, in October, almost a year ago now, I got the police involved for my own safety. Not to dig at her, not to have people on her back, for my own safety. So the fact I'm still getting her harassing me, making snarky comments, and going out of her way to just be a fucking weirdo for no reason towards me, when she's with a group of people, by the way. Because the second time I saw her after the HMV incident was in the same day. I was walking back to I was walking to my dad's, I think train station, we have interchange. And that. And she just looked at me and I thought, fucking hell. And I'm just like, what's the point? Why do you have to harass someone? Because if it starts getting out of line, I'm just going to get the police involved again. And I will go through every person I know that knows Autumn personally to get her full name and address. Because I'm not going to go out and feel like I'm being harassed. And I don't want it to be taken as a threat. Not in the slightest. It's for my own safety at this point. Because she's a fucking sexual assaulter. She's going around sleeping with people, making allegations, putting her face in people's tits when they clearly don't want it and they have a boyfriend. And yet I'm the one that's the creep. So there we go. That is what I just want to get off my chest, because it is getting a fucking joke now. That I'm getting more nervous, because my anxiety's been playing up a lot the past month. With everything going on, my anxiety's got a lot fucking worse for going out. So the fact I'm going into town and getting her making snarky comments and looking at me and trying to instigate shit, it's not right. And I shouldn't have to be fearful to go in town. So I've said, if it gets to the point where this harassment's getting worse, and I start getting picture evidence of her harassing me, because if it gets to the point, I'll start recording. I will start recording her and her boyfriend, because her boyfriend is condoning this. I will start recording her and her boyfriend. And if I get enough evidence, this is going to the police. Because I am not being fearful of going into town because she's spreading shit around me. And even the fact it's all blown by, she's still going out of way to start shit. So there we go. That is simply what I wanted to finally get off my chest. Because this is just a fringe of harassment at this point.